Imagine this. You check into a hotel during your dream trip. The lobby is buzzing, the city outside is alive, and you're excited for tomorrow's adventures. But within days, you vanish. Weeks later, your body is discovered in the hotel's rooftop water tank, the same tank that hundreds of guests had been drinking from. This isn't fiction. This is the real-life mystery of Elisa Lam, a case that has baffled investigators, terrified the public, and inspired endless theories. And tonight, we're diving deep into what really might have audience. Elisa Lam wasn't just a name on a headline. She was a 21-year-old Canadian student from Vancouver, bright and curious, who wanted to see the world. In early 2013, she set off on a solo trip to California, documenting her adventures online through Tumblr posts. Her writing revealed someone thoughtful, quirky, and open, but also someone struggling. Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. She wrote candidly about her challenges, her insecurities, and her search for purpose. Like many of us, she was trying to figure life out, but no one could have predicted how her story would end or how it would capture global attention. Her stop in Los Angeles brought her to the Cecil Hotel, a budget-friendly place in downtown LA. To the average tourist, it looked like a decent option, but beneath its surface was decades of darkness. Since opening in the 1920s, the Cecil had become infamous, linked to suicides, murders, and serial killers. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, once lived there. Austrian serial killer Jaak Unterweger stayed there. Locals whispered that the place was cursed, haunted, a magnet for tragedy. Elisa checked in on January 26, 2013. At first, she shared a room with strangers, but her odd behavior, reportedly unnerving her roommates, led her to being moved to a private room. Within days, she would disappear. Elisa was last seen on January 31st. She was supposed to check out and head towards Santa Cruz. When her family didn't hear from her, they panicked. Elisa always called home. It wasn't like her to vanish. The LAPD launched a search. They brought dogs into the hotel, checked rooms, and canvassed the neighborhood. Nothing. Weeks passed. Guests at the Cecil started complaining about their water. Strange taste, low pressure, dark color. Maintenance workers checked the rooftop tanks. That's when they made a horrifying discovery. Elisa Lam's body floating inside, but the shock only deepened when the police released a piece of surveillance footage. This is what made Elisa's case infamous worldwide: the elevator footage. In the video, Elisa steps into an elevator, presses several buttons, but the doors don't close. She looks out nervously, like she's hiding from someone. She ducks in and out, moves her hands in strange, almost ritual-like gestures, and eventually steps out of view. The elevator finally moves, but Elisa is gone. The video spread across the internet like wildfire. Millions of people watched, rewatched, analyzed frame by frame. Everyone had the same question. What was she seeing? Who or what was she hiding from? Now here's where the mystery deepens. Let's break down the most talked about theories. 1. Mental health and accidental death. Elisa's toxicology report showed she had her prescribed medications in her system, but not all of them. Some believe she may have skipped doses, causing hallucinations or manic behavior. Maybe she climbed into the tank herself during a psychotic episode. But if that's true, how did she get onto the locked, alarmed rooftop? How did she lift that heavy tank lid? 2. Hotel negligence. Critics point to the Cecil Hotel's lack of security. The roof shouldn't have been off limits. The tank lid was reportedly heavy and difficult to move. Could Elisa really have managed all of that alone? Or was someone supposed to be guarding those areas? 3. Foul play. Others argue Elisa was murdered. The elevator footage looks like she's hiding from someone. Did a hotel employee, guest, or stranger follow her? Did the hotel cover something up to avoid scandal? 4. Supernatural forces. Because of the Cecil's haunted reputation, many believe Elisa encountered something otherworldly. Her hand gestures, the elevator malfunction, the timing, it all feels eerie. Paranormal investigators say the hotel's dark energy could have played a role. 5. Conspiracy connections. Here's where it gets chilling. Elisa's death mirrors the plot of the Japanese horror film Dark Water, where a girl's body is found in a rooftop water tank. Was this just coincidence or something stranger? The coroner eventually ruled it an accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder as a contributing factor. But the case refuses to rest. Why didn't the elevator doors close that night? How could she get into the water tank alone? Why didn't police find her during their rooftop search? And the biggest question, what was happening in those final haunting moments of the elevator footage? No theory answers everything. And maybe that's why this case still grips us years later. Elisa Lam's story became bigger than one tragedy. Netflix turned it into a documentary. YouTubers, podcasters, bloggers all dissected every second of her final days. But behind the mystery was a real young woman, someone's daughter, someone who struggled, who dreamed, who wanted to travel. Her story forces us to think about mental health, about how society treats vulnerable people, and about the places we stay when we travel. The truth about Elisa Lam may never be known. Was it an accident, a crime, or something unexplainable? All we know is that her story continues to haunt us. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to Elisa Lam? Was it mental health, foul play, or something far darker? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them.